Hi guys, it's me, Kathy, Mrs. Handy Are You? Hope you're all doing really well today. Well, I'm going to tell you about some things that President Trump has posted in Truth Social and Dan Scavino on Truth Social. And I'm going to end up with who is Carrie Lake. So I hope you stick around for this. Anyway, so President Trump only follows 3, I guess you'd say, people on Truth Social. And one of them is John Daly. And the other 2 are Truth Social, the organization type of thing. So the both 2 of them are associated to Truth Social. And the only real person, I think, is John Daly. It's Daly. And it's just hitting me as I'm saying it that John Daly was the host of the old TV show, What's My Line? It was a game show. And it was all full of comms. I mean, all of these things are full of comms. And, the panel would say things that were associated to now, or you could decode them. And John Daly definitely did. So that's funny. So he follows John Daly on Truth Social. And John Daly, his whole name is 94. And I'm doing gematria, and it's A equals 1 through Z equals 26. And I tend to use gematrix.org. And when you enter your word, your phrase, or whatever you're trying to work on in gematrix.org, you put that in the search bar. And then 3 choices come up. They're Jewish, English, and simple gematria. So hit simple, and it will come up with a bunch of matches to what you entered. And they'll all have the same number value. And gematria is Bible coding or decoding. And so it's not like a bunch of hooey. It's biblical stuff, So we're not just fooling around here. And then you'll see what matches pop up, and then you listen to the Holy Spirit or your inside voice, however you want to look at it, and see what matches are appropriate for that moment in time. And I've said many times before that you could do it a month or whatever from now, and you might have the same number come up, and like John Daly is 94. But what's appropriate for that moment in time is different matches. So you just kind of listen to what you should be paying attention to. And it ends up being a story. So after you do it for a while, you'll end up getting a storyline, basically. And yours can be different than mine. That's perfectly fine. So John Daly is 94, and that is John, which I don't think was really the nickname. I mean, the media called him John. But I think what it really refers to is the 2 Johns, John Jr. and JFK, President JFK. So there's 2 Johns. And 94 is also November. So could we see things in this or a November, maybe a different November? Blue eyes. And Princess Diana had the most brilliant blue eyes. And who knows, maybe it was contact and hence. And CBK, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, has kind of pale blue eyes, which I think that was Diana with contacts to disguise her blue eyes, make them look a little different color of blue, shade of blue. And John Daly equals escalator, which is interesting because President Trump's always saying when the First Lady and I came down the escalator. Okay, so John Daly. Oh, and if you John is obviously, it's 47. That's an easy one. And it's also Kathy. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is Kathy. I don't know. I can't think right now. I'm having like a mental block. Forgive me. Daly is 47, and that equals John. Yeah, Kathy's 57. Brain just enacted. Okay, Daly's 47, but that equals John as well. So you have almost like have a John that way too, because you have a John and then a Daly that's 47, Daly. And John Daly is like a character, or he's a golfer. And Juan just talked about golfing in one of the last things I listened to. It was after he did the talk in Texas, and it was a talk that a gentleman who has a channel recorded on his phone. So it wasn't like one of his formal interviews. And he was talking about how he learned to play golf at a young age, and that he can play golf and not look like an idiot. And we've also seen Santa Claus looking guy with President Trump that was golfing. And I don't remember if he looked like John Daly or not. That part I can't remember because it was quite a while ago that I saw the one that looked like Santa Claus. And you can look it up, Santa Claus with President Trump on a golf course. Maybe put those key phrases in, and you'll see that photo on images. Let's see. So Daly's first post was on 5/22. 22 was, 11/22/63 for the day JFK took himself out. And he only, as of the date that I looked, was the beginning of the month, September, and he only had 3 posts. So President Trump is following someone that has only posted 3 times. And so I did all the capitals from it. I mean, I could have done phrases or whatever, but I did the capitals from all the letters in the post. And I won't go into the whole post, but it's 207. And so you add all the capitals together, it equals 207. It equals the storm is coming, the eye of the storm, perfect information, the number of the beast. Okay. The next bunch that matches is very interesting. 207 is Hunt for Red October. And in the last video I was talking about is December, sounds like it's our old October, according to the other calendar, the Julian calendar that we were under. So December sounds like it was October. So could December be Hunt for Red October? And the movie was about nuclear missiles on a submarine, and I think it's going to look like that. Who knows what year? I'm always going to say that at this point because I'm always wrong. So Hunt for Red October is 207. See You in November matches. So Hunt for Red October, I didn't even realize, matches See You in November, which is really cool. Will we see them? I don't know. Stay alert, my son. Say a little prayer, right? One way or another, say a little prayer. Mayday 3 times. So Mayday, Mayday, Mayday matches 207. So you can look at it as Hunt for Red October matches Mayday 3 times. And See Through the Veil. And I've been thinking from all the coding of from Magpie Radio, who does Sherlock Holmes stories and way beyond that, and bite-sized audio with Simon Stanhope, I've been thinking that from those stories, I've been getting that Diana and Jackie, or one or the other or both, could be under a veil when we see them the first time. I'm thinking that the first time will be the fireside chat, or maybe it will be before that. I hadn't really thought about, I kept thinking that fireside chat would be when we first see them, but what if we see them before that? Like we could see them and then they could have a fireside chat explaining what's been going on. But I think at some point somebody will have a veil on. Okay, another one that matches 207 is drugged and disoriented. And that's like back at the cross, taking the draught, whatever it is, that made them look like they died. Or he died, or she died, whatever. And high level of anxiety, yeah, with the beast event. Woman riding the beast. He must be nervous, screwed, and knows it. That's intense. So I'm thinking a lot of that is about the Revelation 11. And like I said before, if you haven't read it, go ahead and read it and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Because the two witnesses, I think, are, at least at this point in time, I think they're Juana Savin and Diana. And they're the two witnesses. So if you go online or in the Bible, read Revelation 11. That's who we're talking about. Then I did a President Trump Truth Social post. I did part of it because I've learned that doing a lot of the Truth Social posts takes a long time. I mean, they can get really long when you decode them. So let's see. Yeah, so this was way back from mid-August, and I told you before why I didn't have videos because of the audio problem. I had done this before, but it's okay. I'm doing it now, right? So 2 lines where it's also out of control, great simmering anger. Okay, so it's also out of control. 281, you're missing the point. The most dangerous man alive. Now, I could have done that in 2 phrases, but at the time I didn't do it in 2 phrases, which would be more normal for me. But I must have been tired, and I didn't break it down. Like, yeah, whatever. The abomination of desolation is another one, like the fake nuke stuff and chemical attack stuff. The earth is going to explode. Highly adept at manipulation, because they're manipulating the news and what we'll be saying. Beginning of apocalypse event. Fate of the United States. No, there's no the. Fate of United States of America. So all that matches 281. It also matches, I won the election in a landslide. So he said that many, many times. So he says, I won the election in a landslide. So he's actually saying all these other things. Okay. And simmering great anger is 203. And you can look at that as a 23 for W. 107 was W. And it equals 203 is Gematrix calculator, which is what I'm always using. And nuclear explosion. Run for your life. Nuclear war, Russia. So he knows what all this matches, right? You guys, he knows what, I think he wrote everything. He did everything, created everything, wrote everything. Dragon Pearl Harbor Day. Run for your life. Oh, I said that, sorry. So Dragon Pearl Harbor. I don't know if it's this one or another one, but it seems like that's when the beast event happens with the creature. I think it's a creature from the ocean. I don't know what it's going to look like. Is it going to be like a whale? Is it going to have many heads? Is it a chimera? 2 things crossed. This one says Dragon Pearl Harbor Day. And before we both die. And then Pearl Harbor Day matched in the last video. All right, so who knows? I'm just telling you what I get. October surprise, which we already just a second ago talked about, is December. Is December, our December now, what October was. Okay, so could December be the Hunt for Red October kind of thinking? It's about that time. Remember Judgment Day. London Bridge is down, like the FFs, false flappy things. Could be all kinds of bridges, but the Golden Gate is what I think about when I think of a bridge going down. That would be a big deal. Fake, though. Unforeseen problem. Like, you don't see it coming, but it's also not seen, unforeseen. And so that's, like I said, I only did part of his post, but I thought that was pertinent for what we've been talking about. And Dan Scavino had a Truth Social post back around then too, third week in August. And he said, a huge congratulations to @Jared Kushner on his new memoir. And then there was a lot of capitals in this. That's why I did it. So congratulations was capitalized, the whole word. Breaking History is the name of the book. And Breaking History was all capitalized, the whole 2 words. And he said, go behind the scenes in 45's West Wing. Make sure to get your copy today. Okay? So, and if you've seen the pictures, the old pictures of Jared Kushner when he was with Ivana in the beginning, Ivanka, sorry, I got them confused. He had dimples and he was kind of cute, handsome, at least in my opinion. And then you see him now and he's almost like a deadpan kind of face. He doesn't have any dimples and he's not the same one. So it's funny. To me, it's funny. Congratulations was all capitalized, so I did that. 189. I need to warn you. It's 189. Sonic boom incoming. This was a big deal, this one. Congratulations. Wow. I mean, how many times has President Trump said that in the rallies? He said, congratulations to so-and-so. You won in your primary over so-and-so, you know. Yeah. I need to warn you, sonic boom incoming. This is not a drill. It had to be this way. Terrorist force when worlds collide. Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be like, look like a comet coming and all that kind of thing at some point. Sleepless nights. We have to be prepared. None of this is real. Power of darkness. Yeah, I already said it had to be this way, but then what goes along with it kind of is without regret. Like, I don't think they feel bad. They had to do it this way. The Great Pretender. And then Jacqueline Bouvier matches. Jackie's maiden name. Hiding in plain sight. John 35, like in the Bible, right? You could look at it that way. John 35, that's President Kennedy was POTUS 35. King Donald Trump, Donald J. Trump. The final curtain call. Worst week ever. Let's see. Oh, there's so many. Beast of Revelation. I was just talking about that. Great jobs numbers. So when President Trump used to say, when he was, you know, behind a podium talking to everybody before, he'd say great jobs numbers. And it matches all this. It's all 189. And Insurrection Act matches 189. So that was very interesting, don't you think? So then I did Breaking History, because that was all capitalized, sorry. Oh my gosh, my eye is so itchy. And I'm not wearing a mask, you guys. Breaking History is 181, and that is draining the swamp, which is a President Trump phrase. But that also equals national emergency, state of emergency, the sum of all fears, talking about nuclear stuff, radioactive globe, phony theatrics, I Will Survive, which is a Gloria Gaynor song, but anyway, the reason she had that song was to get I Will Survive in there. And yeah, you're not going to die. Blow the whistle, like the alerts. That's not true. All these are 181. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't just national emergency. It's national emergency instructions. And let's see. Can you hear me now? And that was an old AT&T cell coverage commercial a long time back when phones first came around, I guess. Cell phones. Can you hear me now? Yeah, that'll be like with the alert stuff. What else matches? Yeah. Oh, another one. Oh my gosh. Power of Prayer matches. And I'm thinking the whole world will be praying, and that will be the curtain call, the final call. You know, you have a choice. War on Christmas matches, which I didn't realize until I just reading this. And I just did the video about Washington crossing the Delaware and Christmas Eve and all that. And then the part where the good guys, or the Americans with Washington, won over Trenton, the first battle that they won in 1776, was, you know, like I just said, it was on Christmas. And I was wondering what's going to happen on Christmas. Is something good or something bad? Because I also I had matches that talked about seeing Christ again, you know, so that, and then it went the other way, that I have matches about bad things, like attack stuff happening, you know. So I don't know which way or what year, like I always say now. Let's see, War on Christmas. So that matches 181 that Dan's posted. And third week in December comes up. So that's 181. Abject submission. So the United States, like, looks like they're giving up on the fake war, giving in on the during ending the fake war. It looks like we give up. That's what I mean. And what else is 181? Yeah, that's not important, that one. Okay. Okay. Then I did the capitals from Dan Scavino's post. I'm still working on that one. And the way I looked on By the Book, where I learned, on By the Book to do gematria is, well, okay. So if you have like a word capitalized or in quotes, you do those separately, and then you can take, say, the capitals of the other words, you know, like I, or the first letter of a name or whatever, and you add those up and do those separately. And now it's By the Book and Strider Raven, and 2 R's in the middle, and they're on Rumble. So anyway, I took the capitals from it, and it was A, JK, so like John Kennedy in there, G, and then WW, like World War. You can also look at it as Wayne Willott, who was, before he was Want to Save Him, before he was even Want to Save Him, he was W. Before he was even W, he was Wayne Willott. A lot of double letters in there for twins. Anyway, so those letters add up to 75. And let's see, 75 is Johnny, and Johnny. Oh, it is me, Johnny, and then it is me, sneaky, humor, and Lord God, drones, like fake planes, in the FFs, that's what I was supposed to do. Oscars, like winning the Oscar. And let's see. In the Alamo. In the Alamo, the good guys lost. They put up a big fight, but they lost. So that was interesting. And he mentioned, and at the end of the Truth Social post, he even included HarperCollins. And HarperCollins is the publisher of this book that was supposedly written. Well, it was written, but anyway, HarperCollins is 150, and it equals communication and U.S. President, God's messenger. So it's almost like he's saying he's God's messenger to us, kind of, at least in this. God speaks to me is 150. And let's see, brace yourself. So I don't know. I just brace yourself, get ready, because it's going to be really hairy whenever in the world it happens. I don't know. So that's it with Dan Scavino's post about Jared Kushner's book. What's the name of the book again? Breaking History. You can also look at it as Breaking His Story. And let's see. Now, I have another really good one. Don't think, yeah. Okay, so Carrie Lake, K-A-R-I Lake. Now, Carrie Lake is running for governor of Arizona. Now, she won her primary, and she's been all over the place. She's been at lots of rallies. President Trump talks about her a lot, and he's had her up on stage. She's been on RSBN a lot. She's been on all kinds of news interviews. I mean, tons. So she's like everywhere. And so supposedly Carrie Lake was Fox News. I'm doing this from memory. I'm not reading it. Ugh, always scary. Was a Fox News anchor, and for 25 years, I might be wrong about the number of years, and in Arizona and in Phoenix, right? So we got Phoenix and Rising from the Ashes, and what else? Yeah, Phoenix, Rising from the Ashes. So Carrie is, let's see, Carrie is 39 in simple gematria, and Jackie is 39. Then we have Lake. Lake is 29. Diana is 29. Okay, Carrie Lake equals 68, and that equals becoming. I mean, it matches lots of things, but becoming is a word that jumped out at me. Now, George News posted, beginning of August, a photo of Carrie and a guy behind her with a big white hat, and like a 10-gallon hat or whatever. And the guy was standing immediately behind her, and so it looked like she was wearing the white hat. So that's what made me start wondering about it. And okay, so that was what the catalyst was. So you could say, when you decode this, her name, and then her name together, her first and last name, and then Carrie Lake together, you could say Carrie Lake is becoming Jackie and Diana, or Jackie and Diana is becoming Carrie Lake, right? Or are, whatever. So I noticed her hand. I was watching an interview with her, and it was probably one of the last or more recent interviews she did on RSBN, and it was at a hearing about the E word. I'm just going to say election. And so she was motioning with her hand, her right hand, towards the podium where people were going to start speaking. And I saw her hand, and I immediately knew it was Jackie. At least that day, it was Jackie. Now, I haven't seen her where I thought, oh, it's Diana yet, but I'm just going by what the coding said. So she had her hand out, and she's got, Jackie's hands are very distinctive, especially her right hand. Yeah, okay. So if you look at a Clouseau video, there's an older Clouseau video where you see Jackie, and I think it's probably in the headline. So it's a Clouseau, and President Trump salutes towards Jackie as he's walking in front of her during the rally. And at least it looks like he salutes. Now, I mean, it could have been a motion to his head, but to me, I think he was saluting. And Jackie, at one point or another, she had her right hand up, and I think she wiped a tear away, but her hand was up, and her hand is very slim, and slim fingers, and she doesn't have big hands like I have huge hands, and her right finger is bent down, just like John Jr., our Jr., and other people like General Flynn. And so her finger almost looks like it's, I can't show you, like bent down like that. So you might notice that if you're trying to do screenshots of her, of Carrie or Jackie, old video of Jackie when she's, looking at something and she might put her hand out. And anyway, so I had already noticed her hand in the Clouseau video. And then when I saw Carrie Lake put her hand out, it was exactly the same. So to me, it's a theory, but to me, that's hard to ignore. Okay, so when you look up information about Carrie Lake, you find out she had a second marriage, and her daughter Ruby was born on 3/30/2003. So there's threes thrown at you there, 333, and 333, that equals 9, the most high number, right? Okay. So Ruby, remember what was it? Well, when he was Vincent Fusca, the first one that we saw, it was really our John Jr. And he held up the sign, woman for Trump, right? Woman, like plural, right? I mean, they all said woman, but think of it as literal. Women, the two women, the sisters for Trump, Jackie and Diana, and twins. And he held up the sign, and it was written in red ink, and it said Ruby Cute on there. Ruby, a daughter that's cute. And okay, so that's that. And let's see. Oh, sorry, I said 25 years at Fox News. It's 22. And anchor, her job as an anchor cracks me up because, the beast and all that stuff, it's going to be in the water. And anchor, there's all kinds of phrasing that ends up going back and forth when you do beast coding and all that. And you get like anchor and like on board and things like that. So I know you shouldn't laugh about that, but it's going to bring about healing and joyous things. So I guess I'm still happy even though it's horrible. Yeah, so in the article it says she had an anchor roll, like a roll, literal. She probably did do it, but it was a roll. Let's see. And she announced her campaign on 6/1/22, and President Kennedy took office in 1961. And supposedly she was born Carrie Ann, A-N-N, Lake, 8/23. And when you reverse, I'm always telling you 23 is W, but when you reverse 23, it's Eve. Okay, so that's why it was 23. So 8/23/69 was what one article said. Then you look at another one, and it said born 9/30/69. So a little discrepancy there on purpose to make you wonder what's going on. Let's see. Carrie Ann is 68, and that, let's see. What did I do there? Oh, Sophia and my baby, and Carrie Lake, I already told you at 68 is becoming. So her husband is Jeff Halperin. I wonder what he looks like. Jeff Halperin is 110, and it equals president. Okay, doesn't that make sense? If she's Jackie, it could be Diana too. Like I haven't, I'm not sure exactly yet. Okay, so Jeff Halperin, 110, president, the Christ, Sparrow, which is exactly, well, not exactly. Junior's Secret Service name was Lark, and a lark is a sparrow. Sparrow. It's a bird. Let's see. and she had a son named Leo, and born supposedly 10/10/08. And that reminds me of, well, that's my anniversary. And there's a sports radio station that is called, in New York City, called 1010 Wins. So it's always hit me that that might be an important date. And Leo is 32, which I just said is Eve. So I think that's interesting. Everything's interesting, right? First marriage was supposed to be to Tracy Finnegan. And it makes me think of that little rhyme, Michael Finnegan, begin again, right? I think that's on purpose. Begin again. We're gonna come back again. Let's see. So Tracy Finnegan is 137, and that's Vincent Fusca. And the original Vincent Fuscas are Junior, or JFK Jr., who's Joseph. So then I looked at, and there was an article that happened to come up, and there was a quote there from Twisted Sister, right? And they called her I think it was in the headline, I can't remember now, but it said fascist moron. And Twisted Sister frontman slams GOP governor hopeful for mistaking meaning of sorry, I'll say it again. Fascist moron. Okay. Frontman slams GOP governor hopeful for mistaking meaning of one of their songs and playing it at her rallies. The song was "We're Not Gonna Take It." Okay. So fascist moron was highlighted in all the wording there. It's 152, and it's something President Trump says all the time, rigged election. And what's going on? Double trouble matches. Double trouble. Twin souls. The biggest fraud. Open eyes and see. And let's see, Twisted Sister is 190, and that equals Holy God, it's Mary. 190 is the Kennedys are here. Isn't that cool? A little more on Carrie Lake. So I tried. Carrie Lake is Princess Diana. You know how I was working on Melania and Jackie and Diana earlier? Well, Carrie Lake is Princess Diana is 228. And that equals the best is yet to come, which was a match I had when I was working on the two of them as Melania. Bigger than you can imagine. So I think that all matches. I think all of this is the same as when I did Melania and Jackie and everything. Melania is Jackie and Diana. I can't remember the exact wording, but I've got a video on it. Let's see, perfect conversation. And that was something President Trump said all the time. And the divine twins of God. And the people are waking up matches. And one of us even recently said that. So he said that exactly. I think it was exactly. Diana is Carrie. That's 96. It equals it's all fake. Like, you know, acting. It's all fake. Reunion and return and doomsday. Okay, it's all 96. And forgiven, because after the Beast event, they're forgiven and we're forgiven. So I tried, you don't know sometimes, does Jackie Kennedy play Carrie Lake? And that was before I saw the hand. So I was kind of really wondering, does Jackie Kennedy play Carrie Lake? 282. If you can't beat them, join them. We are living in a simulation. Lying through their teeth. Open up your eyes and ears. Isn't that fun? So I know at least Jackie's doing it. I'm pretty sure Princess Diana is doing it too. Let's see. Jackie is Carrie. I just tried all these. Jackie is Carrie, 106. equals Fox News, which was the station she's supposed, work for. Who is she is 106. Jackie is Carrie. Who is she matches. Identity, goddess name, collective, like more than one, collective, and let's see, teamwork, like together, apologize, and I'm thinking, Eden and the cross, which I'm always talking about. So then I think this is the end, I tried so many ways. Diana and Jackie are Carrie Lake, 179. About to get killed, always together. Is also my twin. That's so obvious, right? I guess we're getting there. We're getting there where it's so obvious. Diane and Jackie are Carrie Lake, 179, is also my twin. And then 179 equals she's my sister. So I've been telling you that, Jackie and Diana are twins, not identical, but they're twins. So anyway, then I thought I was going to just try this. I don't know why I'm including it at this moment, but Cain was framed, like Cain and Abel. I just thought, with all this stuff going on, was he really, well, I know it's the line of Cain is bad, but I wonder if he was also framed, because remember, George H.W. Bush was framed, kind of, even though he was a bad guy, right? During when President Kennedy took himself out on purpose, out of the picture, because he wasn't really, shot and all that. But everybody was looking at pictures of George H.W. Bush, when he was supposed to be working for the CIA, and he was standing there, at least it looked like him standing there, way back then on that day. So he was kind of framed, but he was a bad guy. So I'm not feeling bad about that. But so even though Cain is a totally bad guy in the bad line, was he framed? So that was 117. And that's Jackie Kennedy, Holy Mary, Jesus' wife, White Rabbit. And a white rabbit is someone who goes after the human DNA. Okay, that's what a white rabbit is. So when they say follow the white rabbit, they're in our favorite Anon posts, 17th letter, it's saying follow the white rabbit. Well, follow Jackie Kennedy. And also another match is Diana Trump. So Diana's in there too. So they're sisters. And yeah. So faked own death, abominable acts, and I'm sorry, and broken heart. Welcome aboard, another seafaring term, and see Trump, like not SEA, but SEE, see Trump, and women of God, and on the move matches. Jackie Kennedy, White Rabbit, Diana Trump at 117. And I have on the move is George News posted that. I've told you that before, when he had a map. He was showed a map, and he never does stuff like this. Or she. I'm thinking George could be her. Posted a map that said they were near Mar-a-Lago. Whoever was near Mar-a-Lago, and they dropped a pin that showed where they were near Mar-a-Lago, but it said on the map, on the move. And like YEAH. It's weird to add that, but President Kennedy on I think it's just only an audio, but I don't think it's a video. It's just an audio recording of a phone call. And he had a phone call where he was talking to Governor John Connally on winning an election. He had won an election. And President Kennedy, over and over and over again, said, as John Connally kept talking, President Kennedy was saying, yeah. And I think I've told you that before. But that matches Jackie Kennedy, White Rabbit, all that. So on that note, we will end it. So Hope you guys are doing okay. If you feel like I help you in any way, please think about donating. And I have links down below, or you can hit the blue join button when you see the video, the first page on the video. And I love you guys. I hope everybody's doing all right. And take care of each other. Like I always say, look out for each other. And try not to worry, right? Just put peanut butter and crackers under your bed and some water. That's what I tell people who feel like they can't get ready. And don't worry. And I love you. See you soon. Bye.